Does it feel like you're constantly busy? That you're always running around doing something? That you don't really have time to fit things into your life that you want to do? Well, this is the thing. There is no such thing as busy. There's just priorities. So are you prioritizing your life, or are you doing things for other people? My name is Angela Cleary. I'm a feminine empowerment coach. I specialise in healing after narcissistic abuse, and I also offer twin flame and spiritual guidance. This is the thing. You can say you're busy all you want, but are you actually doing the things in life that you want to do? Or are you actually living the life for others? Because oftentimes our schedule can get hectic because we can't say no. We can't say yes to ourselves, and we're always saying yes to everyone else. So ask yourself this. Are you doing what you want to do? Or are you doing what others want you to do or expect of you? Because it's time to start making room in your life for your priorities and for what you actually want. So what is it that you're putting off? What is it that you'd like to do? What is it that sets your soul on fire? What's your passion? What's your purpose? You know, what career or what relationship do you want to go after? But you keep saying, I don't have time. I can't let this into my life because I just have no time for it. You know, there's too much on my schedule. But you can say no to things. You've got a choice. And this is the thing. Your life is your choice. I did a video on this last week, so go back and watch that if you want. But it is your choice. What are you choosing to do? Are you choosing the life that's in alignment with your soul? Or are you living a life in accord for somebody else? You know, ask yourself, are you saying yes to things that you don't really want to do? And saying no to things that you do want to do? So this is where your power lies. Your power lies in choosing what you want and prioritizing what you need. Because, this is another thing. We manifest our reality. We create, we speak our reality into existence. So, if you're saying that you're constantly busy, guess what? The universe is actually going to give you more things to be busy. That's it. Like, you keep saying, oh, I'm too busy, I'm too busy, I'm too busy. You're like saying to the universe, give me more, give me more. And they're going to give you more. So if you turn around and say, I have all the time in the world to do all the things that I want to do, then you're going to have window or doors open where you only saw walls. It's all about intention. So what do you actually, I keep saying it, what do you want? What do you want? What do you fucking want? It's like the Notebook scene. I will always repeat that Notebook scene. What do you want? Not what they want. What do you want? So ask yourself, what do you want for your life? Are you living in accordance with that? Or is it the same shit, different day because you're saying yes to the same things that you don't really want to do? It's that simple. We can, I was like this already. I was like, I'm too busy to do this. I'm too busy to do this. And even just to, I was such a lazy person in the mornings. I'd be on my phone for hours scrolling. I'd do nothing. I'd have breakfast in bed. It was just this thing. And then when I started to think I need to start doing exercise in the morning, or I want to fit in my meditation in the morning, I was like, geez, I don't really have time, do I? I have time to go on my phone for a few hours. Yeah, I do. I think I have time. And even another thing, I go out and do my shopping on a Tuesday. I used to be very tunnel vision. It's like, if I have something to do, I have to do it. Do you know what I mean? And I was like, oh geez, I can't do my exercise that morning because I have to leave the house. And I'm just like, get up an hour earlier. You know what I mean? And I started a course there lately, and I like to get everything done in the morning. And I started getting up at 6 o'clock every morning now. But I started a new course that happens on Tuesday and Thursdays at 9 o'clock. And I'm like, I have to get my bits done in the morning. I record my videos in the morning. All that kind of stuff gets done in the morning. So what did I do? I started getting up an hour earlier because it was a priority. Now I'm up at 5 o'clock every morning and I'm well prepared. I have all my stuff done by 9 o'clock. Well, actually, I'm probably done about 8 or half 8 because I've gotten up so early. So I decided I'm going to make this a priority. I decided to make my exercise a priority in the morning, my meditation a priority in the morning. All of these things I've made a priority because it's important for my health, or it's important for my growth, or whatever it is. Doing that course is important for expanding my knowledge. So all of this I made a priority because it was important to me. So that's the thing. If you can't say it, and a lot of people say this, if they want to start a new course or want to expand their knowledge, or start being more social, or letting people into their lives, whatever it is, they're kind of like, oh, I don't have time for that. I don't have time. How am I going to fit that into my schedule? Ask yourself this: what are you doing that you don't have time? Is the thing that's filling your schedule actually important? Is it something you enjoy doing? Is it something that is, in alignment with your soul? Is it holding you back from doing things that are more important? Or is it pushing you forward? Because this is what we have to ask ourselves. Like, are you... I'll describe another one. Like, I started a course at 6 o'clock in the evening. I have my midweek mindset live at 6 o'clock in the evening. I have our coaching group chat on at 6 o'clock in the evening. And before any of these, it was just like, Jesus, I don't really have time to be doing things in the evening. What do I do in the evenings? I relax. And, I was like, it's getting in the way of my relaxed time. And I'm just like, is my relaxed time pushing me forward? And like, I'm not saying like we all deserve a rest. We all deserve that downtime. We all need that recharge time. You know what I mean? So, resting is important. But I was kind of saying to myself, which is more important, to expand my knowledge or, be more in community or, share my knowledge with the world, or sit there watching, some programs or movies. And I'm like, yeah, I think I'm not that busy. Do you know what I mean? So you actually have to ask yourself these questions. Is this pushing me forward or is it holding me back? Is this preventing me from expanding or is it good for me? Ask yourself all these questions. You can do anything with your life if you make it a priority, if it's important to you. And you have to stop saying yes to things you want to say no to. This is your choice. You don't have to say yes to everything. We're such people pleasers. It's like if somebody asks us to do something, it's like, yeah, I'll do that. And then you cancel something that you actually want to do because you feel like obliged to help this other person or do something for this other person. And you're like, if I say no to them, they're going to get upset. This is your life. This is your life. You can choose what you want to do. You can choose how you spend your time. You don't have to follow the sheep all the time. You don't have to go off that cliff every single day and do what everyone else is doing. You get to choose to redirect. You get to choose what you want for your life. So I keep going. This is why introspection is so important. How do things make you feel? And when we're evolving, when we're on this healing journey, this is the hardest part, I suppose, is understanding that the things that we once had in our lives, they're no longer in alignment with us. So it is a hard decision sometimes to choose your future over your past, because we're torn. I call it that stretchy energy. Like, you know what I mean? You're torn between two worlds. You're torn between like letting go of your past self and embracing the best version of yourself or the person that you were always meant to be. And we've like the funny thing is, like, we think that we're going to lose ourselves by leaving certain situations and taking on different ones. But we're supposed to lose that self. Because that self was never who we truly were. That self is a persona. And this is another question you should ask yourself. Am I putting on a mask to fit into these situations? The situations that I'm making a priority, that I'm seeing as more important. Are you truly yourself in these situations? Or have you to pretend to be someone you're not? Because then you can literally ask yourself that question. Do I need to be fake in my new reality, or do I need to be fake in my old reality? That will tell you which is actually the one for you. Which one makes you feel more calm? Which one brings you peace? Or not even peace, which one brings you more excitement even? Or both. Because it's going to bring you calm and excitement. Because who you truly are is it's who you're supposed to be. So it's the place you're going to feel most comfortable. Being in your own skin, being completely authentic, saying everything that you want to say and doing everything that you want to do. So this is why we have to leave that past energy behind us. So, instead of saying, I can't do this, I can't let this in, that's just your ego mind. And I've done, oh Jesus, I know this as well. Like, as I've kind of, we fight with our ego. We've got this ego versus soul battle, that battle of the minds. And everything that's good for us is different. It's an alien concept to our false self, our conditioned self. So every time we try something new, the ego comes in and goes, don't do that. Sit on the couch, relax, you're fine. You don't have to do that today. And literally, this is your ego trying to tell you, like, this is the caveman mentality. Don't go outside the cave or you're going to get fucking eaten by a fucking saber-toothed tiger. Oh, there's no tigers, I promise. Do you know what I mean? I like say, when I started Kundalini yoga, you know, even the simple thing of going for a walk, it's like my ego will be like, you don't want to do that. That's fine. And even simple thing of going sitting out in the sunshine. Sometimes my ego will come in and go, you don't want to do that. Just sit on. You're fine. Don't go outside. And the most healthiest thing for us to do is go outside and be in nature, or do those walks, or do that Kundalini yoga, and you know, even put in a few cards. Like I pull some oracle cards or tarot cards, and they make me feel really good. But I you know, there's times that my ego will be like, you're just lazy. Just don't do that. And yet, if I push through the ego and do the thing I actually want to do, I feel so much better. I feel so in tune with myself every single time. And that's how you know as well what to listen to, because oftentimes when we're transitioning, we're listening to that ego. We're like, oh my God, that fear is real. And like, you know, you're not even seeing it as fear. You literally get excited about something, and then all of a sudden the excitement goes away because your ego is like, oh, don't do that, don't do that, don't do that. And then because you've been conditioned to listen to your ego mind your whole life, you kind of go, that's the right part, so I'll go this way. I'll go back down the beaten track. Oh, get off the fucking beaten track. Oh my God, they're all going off a cliff. Do you know what I mean? And so it's time to start listening to your own mind, the good side of it. If it makes you excited in the moment, don't listen to that fear that comes in. Because, like, you know, and it still happens to me. I do my yoga every Sunday morning. And, you know, even this Sunday, I was like, I don't really want to do it. I'm so lazy, you know what I mean? I was just like, what else are you going to do? You know, and it's really good for my health as well. Like, so it's like, you just do it. And, you know, I did it and I felt so much better after I did it. But I still have to fight with that part of my mind going, you know, you're you're busy. You're not fucking busy. You got up at 5 o'clock. You have loads of fucking time. Do you know? So, like, you're listening to that part of listen to your soul, listen to your intuition. If it's not filling you with joy anymore, why are you still making it a priority? If it's not in alignment with your soul anymore, why are you still making it a priority? If something is going to help you grow and expand, why aren't you making it a priority? If it's something that does light you up, why aren't you making it a priority? These are questions we need to keep asking ourselves. You know, the simple thing of, as I said, doing a course. We can all, you know, do courses online now. You don't actually have to leave the house. So saying you're too busy to expand your knowledge is fucking bullshit, because you've got a fucking encyclopedia in your hand. Right now, you're looking at an encyclopedia with a world full of knowledge at your fingertips, and you're choosing not to use it because you're too busy scrolling on Facebook. Too busy scrolling on Facebook? How many hours a day are you on social media? How many hours a day are you mindlessly scrolling through rubbish? Why can't you use that on social media time for actual productivity or actually doing things that you want to do? It's that simple. You're choosing every day how you live your life. You're choosing every day to say no to yourself and yes to others. You're not here to live somebody else's life. And that's the thing. If you don't start living your life, you're literally going to be living somebody else's. You're sitting on the sidelines of your own life because you're saying you're too busy to prioritize certain things, because you're prioritizing the wrong things. So what is important to you? What sets your soul on fire? What will expand you? What just makes you calm, comfortable, and happy? Because that's the thing you're supposed to do. You know, and every day you have a choice to say yes to the right things and say no to the wrong things. And as I said, I know it's hard to let go of things that we've always known, or let go of the past, or say no to people that we care about. But you should be saying yes to yourself, because you should be the main person that you care about. You know, you should be your main priority. And we've been told it's selfish. We've been told you can't put yourself first. It's wrong to put yourself first. But how are we going to be there for others if we don't put ourselves first? You know, and I've drained my energy running around being busy for other people. I've lost all sense of who I was running around after other people, saying yes to things that I don't want to say yes to. And like, my body actually reacts when I started to realize I had to let go of certain things in the past and say no to certain things, you know, especially when I gave up drinking. I didn't want to go to certain, you know, places anymore. Do you know what I mean? Or, you know, certain people were just no longer in alignment with me. I didn't want to say no to these things, but my body, my tummy reacted. I used to get headaches around them. My tummy would be just all over the place. It's like trapped emotions in my tummy. And like, you know, that's what I had to start listening to. I had to start listening to how my body was reacting. How was I feeling in these situations? It wasn't making me feel good anymore. You know, my whole mind was like going, I don't want to leave these people. I can't leave these people. I want these people in my life. I want to say yes to them all the time. But my body was reacting, and I was getting ill because it was not for me anymore. So I started to realize that I had to put myself first and I had to make myself a priority and choose what I needed for myself. And I still, as I said, I still have that battle of minds. I still have to go through that. Every week I go through that. Every time I start something new, I go through that. It's like, should I do this? I don't have time. Yes, you have time. Get up an hour earlier. You know, go to bed an hour earlier. Go get up an hour earlier. You can make your day longer. You can choose to prioritize certain things over other things. So ask yourself over and over again, what's important to you? What do you need to do to expand yourself? And what do you need to let go of so that you can make time for the priorities that are actually important and start saying no to things that are no longer in alignment? So thank you so much for listening today, and I really hope this resonates. If it does, please like and share. And please subscribe to my channel so I can reach as many people as possible. And if you'd like help on your journey, please book me for a discovery call today. And I'd love nothing more than to help you on your path.